Backdoor finding McCraven, pass a little high for him. McCraven had a reset, puts it up off the glass, good.
Out to Hallie Crockett, her second baseball pass up the floor to Abby Richmond. Right-handed layup for two.
Still backing and backing, gets stalled again, and picks up 2 points. So 2-point takedown.
The puck tries to reverse along the boards, taken away by Parker. Found it out of goal! Parker tees up Brody Schultz!
A right-handed dribble goes to Reichel. Deep three-pointer on the way. That's good.
Up the floor, Severson over to Bevins all alone. Steps up, shoots the three, and it's good.
Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on YourLiveEvent.com.
Welcome to another edition of Wrestling on YourLiveEvent.com, as it's the state dual wrestling tournament that is Bismarck Century against the Central Cast Squirrels in the first ever state dual wrestling tournament. Well, here's how the bracket is shaping up here for duels. The number one seed out of the East is Central Cast, so they are the first ever East Region Girls Dual Tournament champions, and they will be wrestling against the number 4 seed out of the West in Bismarck Century. Bismarck Legacy, the number 2 seed, will wrestle against the East number 3 seed in Fargo. Number 1 seed out of the West in Minot will be wrestling against the number 4 seed out of the East in Grand Forks. Number 2 seed out of the East in Carrington against the number 3 seed out of the West in Bismarck. That is how the tournament is going to go with the teams wrestling here. They will wrestle all the way through 7th and 8th place for the Class B boys and the girls tournament. So something that we haven't seen here at the state wrestling tournament is they will be wrestling all the way through. So teams are guaranteed 3 matches, and the Central Cast Squirrels, who were the first ever sanctioned girls champion, would probably like their opportunity, more than likely would like their opportunity to be wrestling for the championship of the dual tournament here at the Fargo Dome. This is our Irie Insurance pregame show. For more, visit them online at irieins.com. We're going to take a break. We'll tell you a little bit of how the individual tournament went yesterday. We're also going to tell you how things look for some of the individual wrestlers and some matchups we could see here, as well as get a chance to meet our American Crystal Sugar Company starting lineup. All that coming up next year on YourLiveEvent.com.
Equipment.
Halstead Telephone knows we all like choices. You can choose to have communication and data services up to 1 gigabit over a reliable state-of-the-art fiber optic network. And you can choose to have the same great services available town or country with local service and support. You can choose to have an individual service or bundle. You can choose to avoid tricky promotional pricing. You can choose unlimited data. The choice seems clear. Choose Halstead Telephone, broadband voice TV. 1-800-457-2125.
When we think March, we think crop insurance. Hi, this is Bethany Rentz, crop insurance agent with Irie Insurance. We will be hosting a March farmer meeting to discuss the 2023 outlook, which will include examples using set spring MPCI prices and share strategies that are geared towards protecting your revenue and preserving your equity. Let us at Irie Insurance be your crop insurance partner. Join us for our meeting in Hillsborough on Thursday, March 2nd at 8 a.m. For location details, please visit our website at irieins.com.
You're protected and appreciated at Irie.
Irie Insurance is an equal opportunity provider.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsborough. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsborough.
And welcome back to the Irie Insurance pregame show. Visit them online at irieins.com for all your insurance needs. Well, yesterday at the individual tournament for the girls, it was a new champion crowned, and that was Bismarck. They won the championship at 189, Minot 169. Bismarck Century 156, Central Cass 156 for third, Bismarck Legacy fourth at 140. Bismarck Century finished a tie for sixth with 93 points, tied with the Fargo Stingers. So that is how the individual tournament went yesterday. And some champions crowned for the Central Cass Squirrels. Anna White defeated Keely Kanoa from Mandan via fall for the 100-pound championship. That came after Katie Sinner got a fall over Deja Moore from Minot to get the win there at 250 pounds. So there was back-to-back champions named for the Central Cass Squirrels yesterday, with Katie Sinner getting the win over Moore from Minot. Some place winners for the Squirrels. Mallory DeVries finished 8th at 110. Grace Lamar, 3rd place at 130. Lois Schneider, 7th at 135. Shelby Sherman, 6th at 140. Cheyenne Helen, 6th at 145. Jordan Flynn, 4th at 155. Cassie Bartholomew, 4th at 190. So that is how the Squirrels fared yesterday in the individual tournament. And we're going to have the color guard presentation of the national anthem. So we'll have that, and we'll come back. And actually, we're going to roll right into it, and we'll get your American Crystal Sugar Company starting lineup as well with that coming up next here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Bank of North Dakota wants you to be confident when it's time to make student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident to calculate the maximum amount of student loan debt that is recommended based on your career choice. You can also learn how to apply for financial aid and get tips to cut education expenses. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident today.
The Kindred Vikings Booster Club is an organization of parents and community members that supports and encourages the advancement to Kindred athletic programs, focusing on wholesome school spirit, promoting good sportsmanship, and developing high ideals of character. For more information, or if you'd like to be part of the Kindred Vikings Booster Club, send an email to kindredboosterclub@gmail.com. That's kindredboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Vikings! The Kindred Public School District looks to collaboratively cultivate an environment that challenges learners to reach their full potential in a student-centered, community-supported environment while building authentic relationships that promotes active engagement in learning, literacy, and life. Kindred Public Schools' mission is to educate, prepare, and maximize student potential. Kindred Public School District, student-centered, community-supported. For more info about upcoming school events and news, go online to kindred.k12.us. The friendly staff at Lemoore Drugstore reminds you from school supplies, greeting cards, or prescription requests, you can find it all at Lemoore Drugstore. They deliver any day of the week upon request and will answer any general health questions you have. Watch out for the monthly flyer for monthly sales. Let Lemoore Drugstore be your one-stop shop. Lemoore Drugstore is located in the center of Lemoore in the Bank North Mall. For more information, go to LemooreDrugstore.com. That's LemooreDrugstore.com.
The Lisbon Public School District ensures that all students will learn, experience success, and be good citizens from elementary through high school. The school staff and community takes great pride in providing meaningful and innovative opportunities for our students who continue to maintain ACT scores above state and national averages. Watch your kids continue to grow within the Lisbon Public School District from the playing surface to the classroom. For more information, go online to lisbonpublicschools.com.
And welcome back here to the Irie Insurance pregame show. Just had the color guard presentation as we're about to set to go here for this duels. There was a state champion for the Bismarck Century Patriots. Ray Ogden was the champion at 120. Paige Fulmer finished 5th at 155. Jaylee Jetty finished 7th at 170. Michaela Stordalen finished 3rd at 190. Belinda Perry finished 4th at 250. And Morgan Harvey placed 8th at 250. So that is how the Bismarck Century Patriots fared yesterday in that state wrestling tournament, in the individual state wrestling tournament. We're getting ready for this matchup here, about to get underway. And our Irie Insurance pregame show going to wrap up. We'll get your American Crystal Sugar Company starting lineups coming up as we are just about set to go. Central Cass wrestling against Bismarck Century. Our starting lineups again brought to you by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life, great careers, quality products, growers owned, crystalsugar.com. As again, starting at 155 pounds, Bismarck Century, Paige Spoomer, who finished 5th at 155, scheduled to wrestle for the Bismarck Century Patriots. Well, 155, Jordan Flynn will come out to wrestle, and it looks like that is exactly who they're going to send out here to get things rolling. Jordan Flynn will wrestle against Paige Spomer for Bismarck Century, and our duel's already underway here. And both wrestlers are going to tie up. Jordan Flynn, again, a 4th place finisher yesterday at 155 pounds for the Central Cass Squirrels. Tied up with Spomer here, 20 seconds into the first period. These two met in the consolation semifinals. It was Jordan Flynn getting the win via fall at the 257 mark. So to move on to that 3rd place match, these two had to wrestle each other. So some already experienced together competing in this state wrestling tournament. As the two remain on their feet, about 1:10 left to go in the first period here on mat number 7. So all 12 mats are going to be going here for the dual wrestling tournament. We'll keep you updated as much as we can, at least of the other girls for sure, and get you updated on the Class B boys as the Central Cass Squirrel boys team wrestling right now against Northern Lights. They're starting at 182 for the boys side of this competition. About 47 seconds left to go in the first period. Spoomer from Century, Flynn from Central Cass. There is no score through this first minute of a half of the first period. It's quite the sight to see here this year at the Fargo. It's always a sight to see here for the state wrestling tournament. I mean, no doubt about that, but quite the sight to see, I think, with just all the mats that have been going, all the wrestlers that have been here. I don't want to slight how the tournament was ran last year with the addition of the girls by any means, but maybe some things weren't taken into account. Maybe some things they knew were just going to have to be the way they were last year. The Metro Tournament Committee always does an excellent job, but this year, we actually had a couple breaks. We were able to get some breaks and some pauses before the placing round as Jordan Flynn is able to bring down Spoomer, but they will not score this one as it came with no time left on the clock. So still scoreless at the end of the first period here, 155 pounds. Central Cass against Bismarck Century. First round of the dual tournament. The Squirrels, the first ever East Region dual champions. A lot of firsts have happened here at this state wrestling tournament for the girls. Obviously, it's 2nd year as a sanctioned sport, but it seems the Squirrels have been at the forefront of some of those team first. They were the first champions last year. They were the first East Region dual champions this year. They were the first ever East Region individual tournament champions, as the girls this year having to qualify on for state, so they were the first there. It'll be neutral position to begin the second period. Jordan Flynn from Central Cass, Paige Spoomer from Bismarck Century. No score. And you look at the way they wrestled yesterday, and you want to have a short memory, especially if you're on the losing side of a matchup, but you also want to remember what got you in that position. And I think both of them being very tentative here in this matchup as we're approaching now the final minute. Travis Samar, of course, the head coach of both the girls and the boys. He's with the boys side here for this first duel. He'll more likely flip over to the girls side for the second duel, but the boys for Central Cass wrestling on the mat immediately next to the girls' mat. So Coach Lamar has his back, his side of the mat next to his coaching staff for the girls. So he'll keep close eyes on both. But his focus will be on this boys matchup against Northern Lights. Still scoreless, 40 seconds to go in the second period. Neither wrestler has really made a big move here between Spomer and Flynn. 30 seconds left to go. And Flynn comes to shoot, goes on the single legs. Bomer will put her on her back and gets the fall, gets back points, immediately picking up some back points here. And Flynn right now going to have to fight her way out of this, trying to belly out as the Nelson is put in. Bomer will put down the Nelson and the pin, and Bismarck Century is going to score first, and they will take a 6-0 lead.
That's a all for Bismarck Century.
So
With the Patriot girls.
the Patriots will jump out to a 6-0 lead. A victory at 160 pounds. Ava Gullickson from Central Cass against Jaylee Jetty from Bismarck Century. Jetty was a place winner yesterday for Bismarck Century. So this dual score 6-0 in favor of Bismarck Century. Let's look at our starting lineups. By the way, our lineups brought to you by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life, great careers, quality products, growers owned. CrystalSugar.com. So the Squirrels wrestling from behind here in this first matchup. Got Ava Gullickson from Central Cass, Jaylee Jetty from Bismarck Century. Other dual scores. Lily Bishop from Bismarck wrestling against Carly Lessman from Carrington. Bismarck leads Carrington 6-0. Minot leads East Grand Forks 6-0. No score in the duel between Legacy and Fargo. And Gullison and Jetty are going to find themselves out of bounds. And they will restart with a minute left to wrestle in the first period of 170 pounds. Jetty did defeat Gullison in the consolation round by a 7-2 decision. So we're going to see a lot of chances here that these wrestlers have met each other or seen each other at this tournament so far this year. And it's been impressive, the growth you've seen around the tournament. As Jetty looks for a head throw, will bring down Gullison, will get it, and has a 2-0 lead and right into back points. Those are being totaled up here. So Gullison trying to belly out, armbar put in by Jetty, and she has hip to chest right now against Gullison. 7 seconds left to go in the period, and Gullison could be saved by the bell here, at least avoiding the fall. Will be a 3-point near fall, and it will be, and Gullison survives that late push by Jetty, but Jetty a 5-0 lead at 170 pounds. Jaylee Jetty just put that throw in, got Gullison on her back. 5-0 lead. Gullison again lost a 7-2 decision yesterday in the consolation semifinal round of this tournament. Jetty will be in the bottom position. Gullison on top here to begin the second period. It is 6-0 the lead right now for the Bismarck Century Patriots. Paige Bomber got the pin against Jordan Flynn to get that 6-0 lead. Jetty tries to stand up, but mat return by Gullison. She came around the side and no clasping. No, there will be a clasping call. And that will result in Jetty getting another point. Yeah, Jetty stood up quick, and Gullison, tried to respond, didn't want to give up the point for the escape, as now on the restart, Jetty will pop up, gets the point for the escape, and Jetty matches her point total that she had against Gullison yesterday. She has 7 right now. She leads this one 7-0. And not that this has nothing to do with nothing, but that scoreboard over there at mat number 7, all tournament, I have been thinking, when you're going through watching multiple mats, you get quick looks, but I've been thinking that some lights have been out on that scoreboard, and that 7 for Jetty looks like a 1, so their lights are out, and that was more so for reassurance on my end that I wasn't losing it when I look at the match is going on mat number 7 as the wrestlers out of bounds. Will be a restart neutral position here. Minute 15 left to go in the second period. We're at 170 pounds. Ava Gullison from Central Cass against Jaylee Jetty from Bismarck Century. Jetty a place winner yesterday at 170 pounds with a 7-0 lead. This is the second match of the duel. Central Cass, the number 1 team out of the East. $50 left to go. You know, a lot of the difference in these dual tournaments obviously is how you fill your weight classes and who you have to bump around in that strategy to avoid bonus points. And it's kind of been I guess, impressive for me in this first year of duels. You weren't sure how some of these teams would fill weight classes and be able to bump and be able to put in those strategies that win you duel matches. And sure enough, all the teams that are here and some of the teams that were wrestling for spots out of their region showed that they were capable of filling weight classes and bumping and moving wrestlers around. So again, just a big testament to where girls wrestling has come, you know, year 2 of the sanctioned era of girls wrestling. Kind of what we've been calling it, the sanctioned era. There was a years prior when the tournament was held at Davies, unsanctioned tournament held at Davies, and then would be held on the Saturday afternoon after the tournament wrapped up here as the second period comes to an end. Jetty from Century 7, Gullison from Central Cass 0. Third period here of 170 pounds, and it will be Jetty on top. And nice job, Gullison to her feet, clears the hips, gets away, and makes it 7-1. And here's her opportunity to try to make up some points. You know, you get a 4-point move, a 5-point move. You're looking at a different match. She has the snap down. Can she come around on Jetty? And Gullison trying to come around and stay in bounds. That's the challenge she's facing, as she will stand up around the front, but has both arms tucked in of Jetty. And they will release and come back to the center of the mat as there's less than a minute and a half to go in the 170-pound matchup in the third period. Gullison has some ground to make up, down by 6. You know, if they were maybe a foot the other way from the edge of the mat, maybe you're looking at a 7-3 matchup with some back points coming the way of Gullison. As collar ties, trading collar ties right now is Gullison and Jetty. And now Jetty grabs a head and an arm and will put down Gullison. Will get another takedown. That will make it 9-1 and is now picking up some back points. Has the arm bar in, chest to chest, 40 seconds left to go in the third period. Looking to add another 6 to her team score is Jaylee Jetty from Bismarck Century. 30 seconds left to go, and it will be a major decision. So there will be some bonus points coming the way of Bismarck Century. What Gullison has to fight for right now, and is fighting for, is to not give up that pin, and unfortunately, she's worn down by Jetty. So Jetty will get the pin over Ava Gullison at 170, and it is now a 12-0 advantage for Bismarck Century. A 12-0 advantage for the Bismarck Century Patriots. As we'll now move on to 190 pounds. So back-to-back pins to start things for the Patriots. It's going to be Cassie Bartholomew versus Michaela Stordahl, and 2 wrestlers who placed yesterday in the individual tournaments. Bartholomew, a 4th place finish. And who did she wrestle? Michaela Stordahl. So another instance of a rematch of a place match. 12-0 Bismarck Century leads. By the way, this look at our lineup has been brought to you by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life, great careers. Visit crystalsugar.com. Our third weight class here of this dual tournament. Bartholomew wrestling here against Stordahl, a name which has kind of been synonymous with Legacy Wrestling on the boys' side, or rather Century Wrestling. as the two will tie up. Looking for a throw as Bartholomew has the head, snaps her down, will get the takedown right away, and has Stordalen into back points. And Bartholomew will get the pin. Cassie Bartholomew will pick up the first points for Central Cass. And they are on the scoreboard. They trail 12-6. We move on to 250 pounds, and it will be the, I believe she was the first two-time state champion for the girls and Katie Sinner. There was two yesterday. Ava Moore was the other one from Fargo who won her second. But I believe, yeah, it was weight-wise, way the weight classes went. Sinner went first, so she was the first to do it. Katie Sinner will wrestle against Morgan Harvey from Bismarck Century at 250 pounds. Moving on to our fourth matchup. Morgan Harvey placed 8th in the tournament. Belinda Perry, she finished in 4th place, but it will be Harvey wrestling here for the Bismarck Century Patriots. And the two just tying up. Remember, as we mentioned, there will be 7th and 8th place matches to be wrestled here. So, you know, it used to be 0-2 in the duels. You're done, not for Class B and the girls. 12-6 the score in favor of Bismarck Century as we are at 250 pounds. And
she was a state champion.
Morgan Harvey is going to come out of bounds.
She's taking on Morgan Harvey with Bismarck Century.
Minute and a half to go in the first period, no score.
They're playing matches over here. Come back and we're reading. These different ranges run for Century. Century has 186. It's the 3 wins behind the 18 minutes in the championship ball. Even 6 minutes.
And the first period will come to an end with no score. On to the second period now. No score between Katie Sinner and Morgan Harvey. Dual score right now, Bismarck Century leading 12-6 and neutral position to start the second period. Kind of just some collar ties between the two coming up here. "30 seconds now. 30 seconds now here into the second period, scoreless. And a reminder, this broadcast has been brought to you by special arrangements with the Board of Directors for the North Dakota High School Activities Association. Thanks for them for having us out here. Thanks for all of our sponsors from all of our communities, Central Cass, Northern Cass, Lisbeth sponsors, our Hillsboro sponsors, Oak sponsors, sponsors from Mayport, CG, just all around the area, and I'm hopefully not missing a few of those towns that we've been fortunate enough to cover here. A lot of teams from Region 1, Region 2, the girls, each region. Kindred, another one. They've been gracious enough to sponsor our broadcast and has allowed us the opportunities to come out here and cover these region tournaments, now these state tournaments, as Sinner going for the single leg and Harvey able to fight back and take a step back. It's been methodical between these two here at 250 pounds, between Morgan Harvey and Katie Sinner. Sinner, of course, the two-time state champion at 250 pounds, won her second championship yesterday. And 10 seconds to go, and you're wondering if Sinner's going to set one last move here before this period comes to an end, as there's 5 seconds left to go, and it looks like we are about set to go on here to the third period. And we will end here with the third period, and the third period, going into the third period with no score. And Harvey is going to opt to be on top. Morgan Harvey will be on top here against Sinner, and Sinner quickly able to get the stand up and get away. So Katie Sinner with the lead 1-0. 1-0 the lead for Sinner. As another takedown for Sinner, her lead now at 3-0. So Sinner's brought all her scoring here in the third period and looking to get a turn and try to tie this thing up. Back-to-back pins to get things started for Century. And it was Bartholomew who got the first points for the Central Cass Squirrels. As Sinner on the edge of the mat trying to get Harvey back towards the center to try to get a turn here, a minute 15 to go. And she will kind of reel her back in. And Harvey's going to belly out. I think she Morgan Harvey kind of realized what Sinner was trying to do and bellied out to keep her at the edge of the mat. When you're at the edge of the mat, you're trying to stay in bounds. You know, it limits what you can do in these matches, and they will come out of bounds. Here's our results so far. Paige Spolmer from Bismarck Century at 155 pinned Jordan Flynn. Jalen Jetty from Century at 170 pinned Ava Gullison. Bartholomew at 190 got the first points for the Squirrels, was able to pin Michaela Stordalen, bringing us here to 250, where Katie Sinner has the lead 3-0 over Morgan Harvey with 50 seconds left to go in the third period.
We got Elizabeth Woodson taking on Keisha Schlomer.
So 50 seconds left to go in the first period. Three nothing, the lead for Sinner. Starting to pick up some back points, and she will get the shoulder of Harvey down, and Sinner will get the win via pin, and we are now tied up at 12. So Katie Sinner gets the pin in the third period, and the Squirrels and the Patriots right now all tied up at 3, or excuse me, tied up at 6. 6-6 the score, and we will go on to 100 pounds. Anna White, I believe, will not be coming out here at 100 pounds. So there we go. Some of that strategy we talked about. We're going to see a bump coming here. We'll see who checks in. I don't see Anna White making her way to the table to check in here at 100 pounds. But start out with 2 Century pins, and then answering back was 2 pins for the Central Cass Squirrels, as we are on to 100 pounds and a 12-12 quarterfinal dual score. Tanneray Meyer will wrestle against Sydney Narlock for Bismarck Century at 100 pounds. So that is the matchup we're going to see at 100 pounds. Now we're up to the 100-pound weight class, and a takedown for Narlock, and looks like she's going to get the pin here early. And so Century will get a pin and will answer right back and takes the lead here. They get the win at 100 pounds.
Wrestling Hall of Fame inductees and families. We ask that you please report for the Northwest.
By the way, a check-in of our starting lineups has been brought to you by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life. Visit them online at AmericanCrystalSugarCompany.com. So we'll move on to 105 pounds. So 105 pounds, Anna White will wrestle for Central Cass. We will see who will come out for Bismarck Century. $18-12, and it's Vivian Backer will wrestle for Bismarck Century, and Anna White will get a quick takedown here, and White will take the lead. So Vivian Backer will wrestle for Bismarck Century. Here we are in the first period, and Anna White with a 2-0 lead. So White gets bumped up to 105. There we go. We have our update now here on our page. Anna White leading 2-0 against Vivian Backer at 105 pounds. Century leads the duel 18-12. Backer wrestling at 105 did not place. Lost in the second round of consolations. And Anna White will get the pin. And we are tied at 18. It's been all pins. That is the only results we have seen here. No decisions have been made. And now 110 pounds. We'll get ready for our 110-pound competition here. Checking of our lineups has been brought to you by American Crystal Sugar Company. Mallory DeVries, the 110-pound wrestler for the Squirrels, at least was the 110-pound wrestler in the tournament. Well, for Century, it was Bailey Federer. And again, they will have our wrestlers make their way to the table here. We'll see who we're going to get at 110. It will be DeVries against Bailey Letts. So that is our 110-pound match.
Right now, with the time,
So Mallory DeVries will wrestle against Bailey Lights from Bismarck Century. That one in the first period, and a takedown for DeVries right away. DeVries gets the takedown here at 110 pounds and immediately able to put lines on some back points, and DeVries will get the pin. So a pin for Mallory DeVries. And Central Cass will take the lead, 24-18. So Mallory DeVries gets a quick fall here for the victory. And we'll move on to 115 pounds. So our 115-pound match will come up. So it's been all pinfalls. 2 opening pinfalls for the Patriots, back-to-back pinfalls for the Squirrels, a pinfall for the Patriots, back-to-back pinfalls for the Squirrels. 115 pounds, Brianna Meyer for Central Cass. It is 24-18, the lead for the Central Cass Squirrels. And Brianna Meyer will wrestle against Anna Flager from Bismarck Century at 115 pounds. And this one has been a slower change of pace I think we've seen from our last few matches. As there's no score 45 seconds into this one. Minute left to go in the first period. Meyer's going to tie up against Flager. And we're going to get a stoppage. I don't see what it was for. And it looked like Flager had like a wristband on or something. And the official wanted her to take it off. She'll just take it off, flip it to her coaches, and they'll get the restart here with 44 seconds to go in the first period. Here's our results so far. We started at 155 for Century. Spomer, they pin over Jordan Flynn. Is now a takedown for Meyer. Meyer will get the takedown right to back points, and they're going to total those up. And it looks like 115 could end here in the first period. Brianna Meyer will try to come in and adjust, and trying to belly out was Flager, but instead went the wrong direction, and another pin. Brianna Meyer gets the win for the Squirrels. They lead 30-18. They take 115 pounds, and we'll move on to 120.
Only got 16 points on the call. Well, Bismarck legacy.
So on to 120 pounds. The Squirrels here have won 3 straight weight classes. Emma Schneider for Central Cass against the state champion Ray Ogden for the Patriots. So a tall order here for Emma Schneider to wrestle against Ogden, who was the state champion yesterday, as we are 120 pounds here in the first period, and Ogden will get a takedown and is going to cut Schneider loose. This checking of our lineups brought to you by American Crystal Sugar Company, as Ogden will get another takedown, and her lead now at 4-1. So Ogden leads 4-1, and I believe we'll get 2 on this near fall. We'll get 2 on a near fall, 3 on a near fall, and then we'll cut Schneider loose to make it 7-2, and then gets another takedown. So 9-2 the score, right into back points, and it's going to be a pin. So Ray Ogden, the 120-pound state champion, will get a pin here for the Patriots, and they make it 30-24.
This duel, if they get a call,
So 120 pounds will go to the Patriots. We're getting ready for 125 pounds, and we'll see who comes out for what team. Bismarck Century at 125 did not have a wrestler, so you wonder if they have someone to bump at 125. No, it looks like we're going to have a dual forfeit at 125 is what it's maybe looking like. Yeah, because the Squirrels don't have someone at 125. There was someone who went to the table for Bismarck Century. One of their coaches pulled him back. So 125 might be open for both. At least that's what we're going to see if we get a check in here from the official. It might be a double forfeit. I know it might be wintertime, but get ready for the best 10 days of summer at the Red River Valley Fair, July 7th through 16th. Grandstand entertainment includes Dan and Shay Shinedown, Jelly Roll, and Leonard Skinner. Get your tickets now at redrivervalleyfair.com. So 125 will be the double forfeit. 130, Grace Lamar will take the open weight class. So 36-24, the Squirrels will take the lead. Let's make sure we get the scoring correct. So 36-24 is now going to be the score. Grace Lamar will take the open weight class. So the third place finisher taking the open weight class there. So no one sent a wrestler at 125. Double forfeit there. Grace Lamar will take the forfeit at 130. 135, they're trying to figure out. And I think it's a question. They're trying to figure out the scoring on track wrestling. So, okay, now they will officially give Lamar the win at 130. And now they will look at 135. And there will be someone coming out on both sides. There we go. Lois Schneider, the 135-pound wrestler who wrestled in the tournament for Central Cass. We'll see who of that comes out. Well, Bismarck Century had Candace Cook wrestle at 135, and potentially I think that's who we're going to have coming out here to wrestle at 135. Yep, Lois Schneider against Candace Cook. That will be who was coming out here to wrestle at 135 pounds. So just a little bit of a break there. Some confusion on the track wrestling side of things. But they were able to get that one figured out here as around the first period at 135 pounds, and Lois Schneider will get a takedown. So there we go. Let's get our update here on our screen. Lois Schneider leads 2-0 over Candace Cook at 135 pounds in the first period. Squirrels lead the duel 36-24. And up to her feet is Candace Cook, and Schneider looking for the mat return, but a good job by Schneider to put herself into her base. And now rolling through is Schneider to keep control of Candace Cook. 36-24, the Central Cass Squirrels with the lead.
Last 2 minutes coming.
The winner of this will wrestle Legacy and Fargo. Let's see how that one's going between Legacy and Fargo right now. It is 27-12 Legacy leading Fargo, as now Schneider looking like she's going to pick up some back points here, potentially a fall against Candace Cook as we have 30 seconds left in the first period. And they will get the fall, so Lois Schneider gets the pin, and more points coming the way of the Squirrels. Now they lead 42-24. So a pin for Lois Schneider at 135 pounds. And we'll move on to 140. And I think we're getting an open weight class here at 140. We will. I believe Shelby Sherman will take the open weight class at 140. So 48-24. And I think we'll have another forfeit here at 145. So 54-24 is the score. Let me double check that before we see if this does become a final. Shelby Sherman took the open weight class at 140. Cheyenne Helen took the open weight class at 145, and this one does become final. So a final, a win for Central Cass. Talking about first, they're the first ones to finish here. They get the first win ever in the girls dual tournament. They defeat Bismarck Century 54-24. The Central Cass Squirrels get the win here, and they move on to the semifinals of the girls wrestling tournament. We'll tell you how this match shook up and a whole lot more coming up next year. But that will do it here for our final. Again, 54-24, Central Cass defeats Bismarck Century. More coming your way next on YourLiveEvent.com.
Successful teams need a place to practice when the weather doesn't cooperate or the teams just need an extra swing. The Mayport Youth Center provides that option for the Mayport CG School District, summer baseball and softball teams. The Mayport Youth Center is an indoor facility that includes batting cages and field turf. In the winter, the facility is home to the Mayport Ice Dog hockey team. Good luck to the Mayport CG Patriots from the Mayport Youth Center.
At Mobility Plus Rehabilitation, our mission is to provide exceptional physical and occupational therapy with highly skilled therapists who live in your community. Mobility Plus looks to minimize your pain and maximize mobility that quickly allows you to live the quality of life you desire. Your mobility is our top priority. To find a location near you or for more information, go online to mobilityplus.biz. That's mobilityplus.biz.
The North Border Eagle Sports Boosters mission is to cultivate an environment that inspires students, athletes, coaches, parents, and communities to collectively create a positive and spirited atmosphere for all athletic programs. Search for North Border Eagle Sports Boosters on Facebook if you'd like to become a member or for more information today. The North Border Eagle Sports Boosters wishes the Eagles the best of luck in the tournament.
And welcome to our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection, keeping you connected. Discover local reliability. That's halsteadtel.com. And a win here for the Central Cass Squirrels. They get a victory here in this dual competition. Final score, they are victorious 54-24. They are on to the semifinals where it's either going to be Bismarck Legacy or Fargo. Now Bismarck Legacy leads 33-12 with 4 more weight classes, I believe, left to wrestle in that one. So still yet to be determined who they're going to wrestle there in the semifinals, but a good win for the Central Cass Squirrels as we continue on with our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection. Let's get our match-by-match results. At 155, Paige Spomer and a rematch of the consolation semis against Jordan Flynn at 155. Spomer is going to pin Jordan Flynn. Century scores the first points and then score the next 6 points as Jalen Jetty gets the pin over Ava Gullison at 170. Jaylee Jetty gets the win. It's 12-0. At 190, Cassie Bartholomew for the Squirrels will pin Michaela Stordalen to make it 12-6. And then Katie Center, defending state champion, or the state champion, two-time state champion, pins Morgan Harvey to make it 12-12. Sydney Narlock from Century will pin Danaray Meyer at 100. Anna White bumped up to 105, gets a pin over Vivian Backer. Mallory DeVries gets a pin at 110 over Bailey Letts. And then the third straight weight class for Central Cass, Brianna Meyer gets a pin over Anna Flager at 115. Ray Ogden, the champion at 120, defeats Emma Schneider via fall 56 seconds in. Double forfeit at 125 at 130. Grace Lamar wins via forfeit at 135. Lois Schneider pins Candace Cook at 135. At 140, Selby Sherman takes the open weight class. Cheyenne Helen takes the open weight class at 145. 54-24, that is the final score, and a win for the Central Cass Squirrels over Bismarck Century. They're on to the semifinals now of this of this girls dual wrestling tournament at the Fargo Dome. Continue on with our Halstead Telephone Company post-games connection. Still to come, our RDK Enterprises featured wrestler of the match, or Enbridge Energy wrestler of the match, and a whole lot more coming up here in our post-game show as we continue on here at YourLiveEvent.com.
From RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. We are less than 90 days until spring planting. 90 days. Are you ready? Is your maintenance plan in place? Do you have parts on hand? Are any upgrade options decided on and purchased? We can help. Spring will be here before you know it, and we will help you meet the challenge. Contact RDK Enterprises at planterdoc.com. That's planterdoc.com.
Winter is a planning season for farmers, a time when your mind is on your fields. But the shorter days doesn't mean there's less work to be done. At Sis van der Haaf, we know that lower temps won't cool your passion for production. We're continually striving to develop sugar beet varieties that thrive despite the pressures from disease and the challenges of nature. Because sharing the pride of success starts with sharing the passion to achieve it. Sis van der Haaf, a passion that grows.
Hi, this is Steve Dalen from Piper's Auction and Realty. We have an excellent auction featuring 425 acres of great cropland located in Cass County, North Dakota. The Nelson Family Cropland Auction will take place at the Governor's Inn, Castleton, North Dakota, starting at 3 p.m. on March 14th. This will be a live and online auction. High-quality cropland near Arthur, North Dakota rarely hits the open market. Don't miss this sale. For questions, call me, Steve Dalen, at 701-893-8517.
Welcome back to our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection. 54-24, Bismarck Century falls to Central Cass in the semifinals of this girls dual wrestling tournament. Check-in of the Central Cass boys. They trail Northern Lights 26-10. They're at 126 pounds. In that dual wrestling tournament there. So they are at 126 pounds going on for the boys. Other scores for the girls right now. Bismarck leads Carrington 51-10. Minot leads Grand Forks 57-12. Legacy, again at 125 pounds, is leading Fargo 33-18. That Legacy Fargo winner will wrestle the Squirrels in the semifinals of this dual wrestling tournament. Time to give some of our accolades here. And first, we are going to go with our RDK Enterprises featured match of the tournament, or excuse me, of the duel. And this one is going to go to Cassie Bartholomew at 190. She got the first win for the Central Cass Squirrels. She got their first point. So at 190, Cassie Bartholomew defeating Michaela Stordalen via fall. So she is the match of the duel. Get ready for spring planting season with RDK Enterprises. For maintenance, parts, and upgrades options they can help. Spring will be here before you know it. and let RDK Enterprises meet the challenges with you. Contact RDK Enterprises at plannerdoc.com. So Cassie Bartholomew, the RDK Enterprises the RDK Enterprises featured match of the duel. Now for our Enbridge Energy Wrestler of the match. The Enbridge Energy Wrestler of the match. And that is going to go to 120. Emma Schneider, even though she suffered the loss, she had to go up against Ray Ogden, the champion, at 120, and she came out battle tough against Ray Ogden, eventually losing via fall, but that will be the Enbridge Energy Wrestler of the duel. Life takes energy. Enbridge Energy for life. Visit enbridge.com for career opportunities. So those are some of our post-game accolades. Let us take another break here on our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection and get you one last update of scores and tell you what's coming up next year on yourliveevent.com.
Golden Harvest Gold Series soybeans are here. In the Hillsboro area, contact Tim Kazette, 701-430-0877. These new Golden Harvest Gold Series soybeans feature exclusive genetics and high-demand trait platforms like Enlist E3 soybeans and XtendFlex soybeans. Golden Harvest Seeds. Talk with your area representative, Tim Kazette, 701-430-0877 for Golden Harvest Seed.
Your family farm has been adapting to challenges in the field for generations. Taupe Insurance is here to help you weather the storm when those challenges arise. Visit with Taupe Insurance today about a quote or review of your policies. Taupe Insurance offers coverage on your farm's assets, crop and hail insurance, plus home and auto, commercial and life insurance. Stop in for a visit today at their office in Castleton or give Taupe Insurance a call at 701-347-4045.
Welcome back to the Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection. And we're looking at about a 12:30 start time for the semifinals. The Squirrels will wrestle. It's looking like it is going to be Bismarck Legacy. Actually, that's a battle over there for 125 pounds. Sarnowski from Fargo leads 2-0 over Schneider from Legacy. So I guess to be determined. Legacy, though, leading 33-18. Carrington trailing Bismarck 51-10. In the other quarterfinal. So about a 12:30 start time, opponent to be determined. You can find the link, though, on yourliveevent.com for the semifinals here of the Girls State Wrestling Tournament. My thanks to all of our sponsors here. We'll be back at 12:30 for the semifinals for the Central Cass Squirrels. Thanks for being with us on yourliveevent.com.